During the pandemic, we gave up a lot of stuff. Most people had a drastic life change. And that ranges from your house, your apartment, your car, clothing you've bought. Personally, I've gone through so much furniture that I've bought to sell. I've bought clothes that, fit but I didn't want anymore. And I've overall just contributed a lot to consumerism and wasteful spending. And I think it's, as you grow older, I'm hitting 30, and I think that there's some sort of consensus in your brain that now it's time to start having stuff. It's finally time that we start keeping things that we bought, things, memories, pictures. It's so easy, even things that we've thought about for a long time and wanted for a long time. Once we get those things, it's so easy to grab them, take them, enjoy them for 10 minutes, and then look towards the next thing that we have. That goes for, pretty much everything in your life. When you're part of this cycle of trying to keep up with what everybody else has. I think it's just time to stop. I'm finally starting to keep furniture instead of flipping it, which is what I do for my job, but I'm finally keeping stuff I like, and stuff that I think I'm going to keep for the next 20 or 30 years. And I think that it goes along with the same thought process as you should want to own your own house, right? I think most people do, but there's a group of people out there saying that you should rent your own house. It makes sense to not own it. But I think that as a generation, the Gen Z and millennials together have sort of said to ourselves, listen, it's time we start owning things and keeping things for longer. The banks, let's go on a tangent about the banks. So everybody relies, let's just be honest. I'm going to be honest with you. Just me and you right now. Everyone is relying on you paying a gross amount of interest on your debt in order to function. The upper middle class and upper class are relying on the fact that you are going to pay an obscene amount of interest in your lifetime and fees to banks, credit cards, and their investments so that they can live, right? And I think it's time that you stop doing that, and I stop doing that. The less interest we pay, the better. Zero interest is great. Keep your 1990s car for longer. Buy an old Toyota, buy an old Honda, enjoy it. Buy stuff you love that's going to last forever, and use cash. If it takes you a lot longer, that's fine. That means you're wearing the same clothes for a few years in a row, totally fine. When you can actually start enjoying the things that you own and you buy, and you're not having to get the new thing 24/7, it creates a really powerful dynamic between you, the things you actually genuinely own and love, and your finances. There's something really crazy that happens when you're able to afford your own life that most people in where I was even a few years ago just don't understand how powerful it is to be able to actually afford the things you own, because you have so much interest on everything. Your car payment, go look at your car payment. There's a good chance you're going to be paying double for your car over the course of the next 5-7 years, whatever your car payment is. And they don't tell you that up front, and they make it hard to find on purpose. But you can do it. You can go add up all your payments, or you can probably find some section of your agreement that will tell you what you're paying. When it comes to clothing, I try to thrift clothes, and then it's time for me to just start keeping clothes that I like, that are higher quality, that might be a little more expensive, but I want to own the same shirt 5 years from now. I want it to fit, and I want to love it for those 5 years and wear it. And that's not something I'm familiar with, as I just grew up buying and throwing things away as I grew out of it. And then in college, you bought cheap, it broke down, whatever. I bought cheap cars, and I never really thought about that process, which you want something to last a long time and just to keep it and be okay with it. And to be okay with yourself. There's something very empowering about looking at yourself and who you are and just being okay with that reality and operating within your own confines, instead of trying to become this thing that you have in your head that isn't even possible, because it's something that's in your head and it's constantly changing. You're never going to be the imaginative version of yourself you think you are, and no one else is going to care that much either if they see that. So you're really just competing with yourself out here, and no one, like, as long as you're okay not losing to yourself or winning to yourself, you're totally in charge of quitting the competition, and just being satisfied with stuff, you know. And there's something to be said about hunger and growth and all that stuff, but not at the expense of your sanity and your peace. So I'd say, like, keep your old couch longer, try to get more miles out of it, try to stay in the same place for longer. We're a generation of people that move all over. We get a new job every 2 years. We don't have the same stability and length that our fathers and mothers had, and their fathers and mothers. We don't know what that's like. The economy is worse. But when we're out here, especially if you're buying stuff that you like and then you're going to move and sell it, and I can't tell you how many customers I've had that have bought things, then sold those things because they wanted the new thing. And of course I'm making money the whole time, but it doesn't make any sense for the person that the credenza they bought would have lasted another 50 years, right? But they wanted a new one for their new space. And so I would just challenge myself and you, if you're watching this video, to be satisfied with what you have and to just sit on it for longer. Try to challenge yourself, you know, hey, I got another week with this. Hey, you know, I got another month, another year. I can sit in the same house. I can put money in savings. I don't need to upgrade my life. And just try to sit with where you're at, and be comfortable with who you are as a person. And the same, I know this doesn't seem like it fits, but in the same note, like, be comfortable with photos of yourself, because in 10 years, you're going to want to see you with your friends, your family, your kids, your parents. Those memories are going to mean way more to you than however you think you look right now. And so it's all that to say, being comfortable with who you are as a person. Sometimes it means stopping buying so much stuff, stopping looking for a new job, and just settling down for a while to see what you can build with who you are and where you are. Because I know for myself, I haven't been able to do that. I haven't been able to stop. And the minute I have been, it's been the most peaceful time of my life. To just be okay with where I am and who I am has been a challenge, but it's been so worth it. Hopefully you guys can find some version of that peace with yourself and with your life. It's obviously not as easy as it sounds. You know, not only do you want new stuff, sometimes you need to be purchasing things you don't have the money for. I get that. But to the best of your ability, and you know what your ability is, try to just be okay keeping stuff and not getting rid of it and replacing it. Learning to fix your own stuff up is so empowering that you don't need to go buy new stuff. Like, if your dishwasher breaks, learning to fix it. If your clothes tear, learning to sew them. If your furniture breaks, learning to repair it. Learning to repair your own car, change your own oil. You'll be shocked at what you can do, because it's all very learnable skills. None of it's rocket science. And so if you're able to do that within your own life, you should be able to keep things for longer, which means more money in your bank account, which means more peace of mind, because our generation doesn't really get that as much, the peace of mind and stability. So if you're able to do that, and you're able to build upon your own stability and figure out who you are with all the stuff you currently have, I think that's going to help everybody out. I know it's helped me out tremendously.